See, I really like this part.
Jimmy Blues, the bat,
Hello.
full. So Jimmy Blues,
I'm thinking about Gary Lewis's biography.
Gary Lewis and the Playboys?
Yeah. He wrote a book about his childhood. He said he hated birthdays and Christmas because they would actually film, and if it wasn't good, they'd have to retake opening their gifts until Jerry got a good take.
His dad didn't get a good take of the family
Make them
gathering?
open their gifts again until he got a good take. Cannabis is the savior of mankind.
But you don't mind talking about
I've
this
seen
on
those.
camera, right?
Fuck no. It's the most
Huh?
life-changing event I've had in the last 20 years.
You, for a time, were pretty entrenched with the Christian religion. It seemed like out of nowhere you got, I don't want to say you got sold on it, you might not like the terminology, but you became enamored with it. You became a pretty serious, dare I say, born-again Christian, and have since shirked the Christianity. I'm curious, what happened, why did it end, and where's your head at now?
Does that mean that Jimmy Blues is not on fire for the Lord?
Okay, here's how I think of most Christians, even including the hardcore ones. You're on a road. There's all this stuff happening on the side of the road that you choose not to look at. You keep your head straight down that road, right? Well, the things on the side of the road started to bother me more and more, and I couldn't push them away. Somehow I downloaded this Bible app, and it's got 80 zillion books, and one of them was Young's literal translation from the Greek. I found out the word hell isn't in the Bible. Gehenna was a Jewish word for this fire that they kept at the edge of town that was in Gehenna, that they threw dead animals, corpses.
It was a city.
Right. Yeah, it was a city which had this fire that burned all the time so they could throw garbage in it. So Jesus is basically saying, if you don't take what I'm offering you, you're fit to be thrown in that fire. He never said nothing about no one suffering for all eternity. So I found the other word he used was Hades. Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I shall build my church, and the gates of Hades, meaning death. He didn't, and in the Old Testament it was Sheol, which just meant the grave. And all these three words were translated into hell and made popular by Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. And the things they wrote about it, they flat out say it's a tool for controlling people. And then I started asking Christians, how do you reconcile a loving God with the place of eternal torment? And no one ever gave me a good answer. That was the start of it. Then, for lack of anything better to do, I went on YouTube, and I don't know how I found him, but I found Christopher Hitchens.
YouTube.
And he just kept saying these things over and over. So then I thought, okay, I had a spiritual experience in church. Is it really like God?
Or was he just fucking flipping
No,
out?
it was a real experience, but I think about the human brain. We ain't even been studying it that long. Is this my brain possibly replaying an experience from childhood in a culturally accepted form, or is it real? And I chose to see it now as a stepping stone. Another author who I love, his name is Bishop Spahn, and he's trying to make Christianity this thing for the way people think now, because it's all fiction. It's all just fiction. They believed in a three-tiered universe. The earth, the sky, where the weather came from, and God's above the sky. Well, now we know what's up there. So where is God? How can he judge people without a mind, a physical mind? How does his physical mind work? How does Satan manipulate 10 trillion neurons in your head to tempt you? It's all just, when you apply science to it, it's like they say, outrageous claims demand outrageous evidence. And I don't see none. There's one purpose in actual life, physical life as bequeathed to us through biology. There's only one purpose, and that's to replicate.
Yeah?
Yeah, like every other animal, that's our purpose. That's why we were made.
Are you happy?
I am these days, and I will tell you, since I have this opportunity, when I go through my life and I think of all the wonderful things, playing music to 10,000 people, playing in Europe, seeing the Grand Canyon, or falling in love,
Kicking it with Danny Glover recently.
Yeah, your first fuck, your first time you got high.
The first time Danny Glover tells you you're a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, every time I compare all of that, and when I see my 3 kids standing there, not even doing anything, just I am filled with a sense of fulfillment, of happiness and fulfillment.
Do you feel that when you see your kids standing there?
Not you.
I'm not sure if I feel the same way.
Stuff that I can't do anything about is almost worthless to ponder. I'll give it a half hour on Facebook, and that's it. When I was living in the city, when things were really cheap, my landlord, who was gay, knew the Satanist, who was also gay, who had all these kinds of parties, and he'd always make sure to have a hooker there. We'd go over and hang out and party. One day I'm sitting on the couch, and he comes and lays down, and he puts his arm around me, and I wanted to get out of it. So I told him, I'd love to, but I kind of don't like men with beards, and he understood that, right? But then he started twisting and turning, and I swear to God, he turned into a 6-foot white worm for just a little bit. I researched it, and worms are a common thing in Satanist shit. I know it was more than imagining it, but if you read the Carlos Castaneda books,
I've read some.
when you start going that route, you can't really always put things, in the logical mind category. So I'm not claiming he turned into a white worm. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Michael, any final thoughts, words, advice to future generations?
I have found the way to navigate life is find something you love and surrender to it. And I'm not even going to define it more. Love defines itself. I don't have to define it. Find something you love and surrender to it. Like music, I love playing the piano. I've been playing for 50 years, and it's still a beautiful thing, and I'm still learning. So find something you love and find something that can always teach you through your whole life.
Find something you love and surrender to it.
Yes. And learn from it. I found if you're learning from it, then it's a dance that can last a lifetime.